And Mr. TD Jakes, I have questions, man. Like, when you're supposed to be a pastor, but you got police officers who clearly, to me and many other people, is most likely a same-sex individual attracted to the same sex, that is, feeling so comfortable with dancing in front of you like that, knowing that you are a supposed pastor and man of God.
Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Arco. Welcome back to my channel. Today we got another reaction video. Today's video is TD Jakes and Oprah break silence on Diddy party allegations, man. Before we get into this video, like up the video, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get straight to it.
No, I have never been near a puff party. Never been near. And anybody who knows me knows if there is a party, I'm the first one out.
We are engrossed in counting up something that is salacious and not true.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, come on, man. No grown-ass man should ever take a picture like this in their entire life,
we are
bro.
Engrossed in counting up something that is salacious.
There's no way you'll be able to get me to do this.
And not true.
Are you shitting me?
I stopped by Puffy's house for 30 minutes to
Am I
say
tripping?
happy birthday to him during the day at 2 o'clock with staff people. And out of that came a love affair and all kinds of stuff that I have never seen.
You too?
Yes.
You think Obama had anything to do with any of these parties that he had?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You got presidents, you got preachers. TD Jakes is one of the biggest black preachers around that everybody loves.
Bro, I cannot make this up.
What is going on, bro? It's just getting freakier and freakier by the day.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
So TD Jakes and Oprah decided to publicly sit down and openly discuss the conspiracy theories out there suggesting that they, that being Oprah and TD Jakes, have attended Diddy parties. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, I'm a bit surprised that they decided to openly talk about this. And I'm always interested to see what celebrities, what conspiracy theories celebrities are willing and not willing to address when it comes to them. And this one right here is going to be super interesting. Welcome back to another episode of Diddy Got a Podcast. And of course, I'm your host, Diddy. And listen, I'll be the first to tell you as well, this episode is not going to consist of me attacking or bashing or, you know, going after TD Jakes or Oprah. I just have a lot of questions. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna play the clip for you all, but I have a lot of questions. Before we get to the clip, man, if you're new to the show, please know we're thirsty to grow. Hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate it so this video can be promoted to other people such as yourself. And if you would like uncensored and additional videos that you cannot find here on YouTube, please feel free to check out the Patreon and consider becoming a member of the Patreon family. Without further ado, let's check out the clip.
No, I have never been near a puff party. Never been near. And anybody who knows me knows if there is a party, I'm the first one out. I'm the first one out.
But people love salacious stories.
Yeah.
They love salacious stories. And you can tell them stories about you feeding those girls in South Africa.
Nobody care about that. Right.
They don't want to hear about that at all. If you tell them about Puffy's biceps, they want to follow you all the way around the world. And I think it's because we have become so engrossed in other people's lives to keep from having our own. We are drunk off of things that don't matter, to distract us from the things that do matter. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
I know.
And if you watch the timing of it, the intoxicant always comes out while something big is happening that we need to be paying attention to. And we pay no attention because we are engrossed in counting up something that is salacious and not true. You're not true. And I stopped by Puffy's house for 30 minutes to say happy birthday to him during the day at 2 o'clock with staff people. And out of that came a love affair.
You can't do that over the phone. Hey, you can't do that over the phone, brother.
Yes. We were sharing the same, let's get yours finger on there. You can't fight it.
You can't fight it.
You can't sue it down. You can't tear it down because of a small law that is included in the way that our laws are written right now. And our people don't know that. And not only do they not know it, they help spread it.
Absolutely.
They help spread it. They help spread it. Now, I'm almost 70 years old. What do I look like? And I am a grandfather. What do I look like at this late date? You know, but that's the kind of world that we're living in.
Now look, the first thing I'm going to say is I want to actually address, for some reason, when I listened to this clip, I'm going to be honest, I kind of felt like TD Jakes was talking to me directly, but of course, little old me, he probably have never heard, don't even know that I exist. But I would like to say something about something that I actually agree with from TD Jakes. And that's the part of the clip where he says that people typically tend to talk about sort of I'm paraphrasing, but the spicy topics instead of focusing on what's really important in life and not necessarily focusing on other people's lives, which is a distraction from focusing on our own lives and our own shortcomings and how we need to be growing in life as human beings. And I agree with that. I think that happens a lot. And I not a lot, but I simultaneously have people hop in my comment section and say, why are you making videos about celebrities and about X, Y, and Z when we got all this other stuff going on, like people arguing that we could be on the brink, or some people are even saying we're already technically in and a part of World War III with the U.S. bombing Iran and Iran responding as of today and bombing us back in Qatar, or at least attempting to. I heard some reports where the bomb was blocked before it was able to actually make it to the base. But I want to agree with TD Jakes first and foremost on that point, because that's a valid point. However, when it comes to the stuff that we talk about on this channel, we talk about celebrities so much because, number one, I think a lot of people have questions, bro, that we want answers to. A lot of things that just don't make sense to us anymore. We grew up as children, and a lot of us, like myself, we're in our late 20s, early 30s, and we're starting to look at life a little different, and we're starting to question things that we were raised to believe. And believe it or not, these celebrities play a heavy role in a lot of the stuff that we were raised to believe that we're learning to turn out to not be so true. And that leads me to my second point. When you got people like Jeffrey Epstein and the stuff that he was doing, and you talk about the children and what could potentially have been happening to the 300,000 missing children that has been reported over the past year or so, and we hear these stories and these reports that some of these celebrities could potentially have played a role. We don't know, and we're seeking truth. If you go to the bio on this channel, I'm a truth-seeking follower of Jesus Christ, and I'm trying to get to the truth, right? And Mr. TD Jakes, I have questions, man. Like, when you're supposed to be a pastor, but you got police officers who clearly, to me and many other people, is most likely a same-sex individual attracted to the same sex, that is, feeling so comfortable with dancing in front of you like that, knowing that you are a supposed pastor and man of God. Now, to put this into perspective, you could say, well, TD Jakes was just being polite. TD Jakes seems to me, like he was enjoying it. Or maybe you could even say he got amusement out of it. But to watch that male officer sit there and dance in a feminine nature like that, as long as you did, knowing that there's cameras on you, was a bit disturbing to me, being that you're a pastor or a man of God. Furthermore, put it into perspective like this. A lot of us know who Pastor General Jennings is. If you don't, I'd encourage you, especially if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, to go and check out Pastor Jennings' sermons. I love his sermons. And I actually bought this Holy Scriptures, which is the Bible, that has many of the missing books as a part of it. I bought it from his website. Anyways, that's just how much. If I'm spending money on you, I really support the message that you're sharing. Imagine, for those of you who know Pastor General Jennings, this officer dancing like this in front of him. That would not fly. Pastor General Jennings would have shut that down right away. Look, I mean, he would have said something along the lines of, look, I mean, no disrespect, but you will not disrespect me like that. As a heterosexual man of God, please do not disrespect me like this, as if I'm supposed to be okay with what you're doing right now. But this person felt comfortable with doing this in front of TD Jakes. I wonder why. I have questions, TD Jakes. Why are you a pastor hanging out with P. Diddy? Why? Now, many of you would play devil's advocate and say, well, why shouldn't he? If he's a pastor, he should be trying to reach many people, not just regular everyday people, but also celebrities. Yes, but as we talked about many times on this channel, if you've been following the P. Diddy trial, it's come out that during all the time that Diddy was supposed to be about love and growing and getting to know God and hanging out with TD Jakes, was the same time that he was supposedly taking place, was supposedly the time where he was doing all these heinous acts, not just sexually, but criminally as well. So if you're hanging out with a pastor, but your behavior is not changing, and one could even argue it's getting worse, what was the purpose of hanging out with the pastor? Who was influencing who, right? And another question I have for Pastor T.D. Jakes, not just for him in particular, but for a lot of these celebrity pastors who I believe to be frauds, a lot of them, I do believe that. The question I have is, how come y'all always can have these one-on-ones with celebrities? Where's the one-on-ones with regular everyday people that really need the word of God, right? You should be on the street. Even if you have to be on the street with security guards or bodyguards, you should be on the street preaching the word of God to people, not behind these expensive cameras in your AC and super expensive church. No, you should be on the street preaching the word of God to everybody. Pastor T.D. Jakes, I have questions. We just covered this situation where this gentleman who know people who know you from your hometown and who grew up with you and who was around you, who had some very interesting things to say about you. That's supposedly a known thing about you. Why are so many different people from different walks of life all saying the same thing? People that's a part of the industry, multiple people that's a part of the industry, and many of us that are not a part of the industry. How come we can all come to the same conclusion that something's off here, right? You even had Suge Knight. I remember a few months ago, I covered Suge Knight. Suge Knight came out and said some things about Obama and T.D. Jakes and the role that he believes that they have played, or in his words, he know that they've played when it comes to P. Diddy.
Man, I got a lot of questions with this guy, but you answered the first one. How do you get away with something like this for all this time with all these people that are allegedly involved? I want to tell you this. I was in the same tier, the same cell that Epstein was on. And Suge, there's no way in hell that guy could have committed suicide on that tier. I was in there for 7 months. There's no way.
And coming from you, I know you didn't know the truth. And I personally didn't think he was going to commit suicide. But the thing is, he had from Oprah Winfrey to everybody on that island. Anybody with a weird fetish, and that's what underage kids was on that island, and everybody knew it. So it's not like it's a situation where all of a sudden maybe let's talk. And what
the thing about this is, like, I don't believe that that's just the only island, bro. This is done before. There's multiple. You know how many people got islands and islands we probably don't know about? Like that's not the only island. I'm pretty sure that's the first island that got caught.
Like, you being on the same tier as him, he probably was gonna kill it all. He up himself.
No doubt in my mind at all.
They made sure he didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way he could have done it. First of all, they're watching all the time. There's cameras, and just so happens that one particular time there's no cameras and no one monitoring that. I had eyes on me 24/7 when I was there. You think Obama had anything to do with any of these parties that he had?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You got presidents, you got preachers. T.D. Jakes is one of the biggest black preachers around that everybody loves. Everybody in prison, if they try to get the word of religion, they're not going to the chapel somewhere. They're turning to watch T.D. Jakes. He had to resign from his whole community.
That's right.
You talking about the top of the top.
Unbelievable.
Yes, I'll be the first to admit, yes, Suge Knight and P. Diddy didn't necessarily get along. So could they be lying on T.D. Jakes? Not just Suge Knight, but other folks. Yes, it's a possibility. But I'm saying all these people coming out, and when you see the optics of it, that being him being in these many different scenarios with P. Diddy, when P. Diddy is a known occultist, he's a known Freemason or member of the Boule, it doesn't look right, right? Oprah, I have questions. I have a lot of questions about you, Oprah. One of them being, or actually, I'll set aside all the questions that I have. Here's the biggest one. For everything that you choose to talk about and choose to ignore, why have you not called out Harvey Weinstein? You can call out Russell Simmons. You can call out Michael Jackson, even though a lot of people forget he actually beat the charges against him when it came to the children.
He did.
You didn't care. You still had things to say, still supported documentaries about Michael Jackson. So you got something to say about Russell Simmons. You got something to say about Michael Jackson. Why are you not saying anything about Harvey Weinstein? R. Kelly, Bill Cosby? Why are you not saying anything about Harvey Weinstein? Right? We covered that in my Oprah video. That's a bit hypocritical. You got people saying that Maybe because you may or may not be implicated in some of the things, and you may have assisted him. You may or may not have assisted in some of the things that he allegedly did, that he's in prison for right now. That's all I'm saying, man. I have questions because y'all are so interesting to me when you come out and have these public discussions, but you don't actually acknowledge the part that hold a lot of weight, the parts that's valid. There's a lot of validity behind some of the things that people claim about you, celebrities, who see yourselves on this pedestal above the rest of us. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, in the comment section, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think, man. As always, I'm Demetrius. I go by DIDDY. That's all for this one. Peace.
All right, YouTube. That's the video for today, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.